Welcome everybody to the Fiegel Nation podcast. This is episode 1 with Bobby Mann, the
Fuck
man
yeah, brother.
himself. Welcome. So let's go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh boy.
Where do you start?
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Bobby Mann. I am from just a bucktooth nowhere town called Braidwood, Illinois. Nobody knows about it. It's like an hour down from Chicago. A little bit about me. I'm the president of Phi Delta Theta here at Wisconsin Zeta and IFC, business management major with nonprofit emphasis. Try and just go into like nonprofits.
That's right. Yeah. So you're really passionate, with I'm our vice president in the fraternity, and one of the things that we do is philanthropy, and that's how you kind of started your leadership journey. Now you're the president. So
Yep.
maybe you wanna talk about some I guess the philanthropy stuff that you've worked on, because I think that's pretty cool.
I think I've always been involved with philanthropy, to be honest. Since I was a kid, like my dad and stuff, he had like a youth wrestling program.
So you grew up wrestling, right?
Yep,
As did I.
yep. My grandfather was in the Olympics, Tokyo Olympics.
Sick.
He did Greco freestyle. He like went to it and stuff. He didn't win it or nothing, but
No, that's awesome.
he like went to it. So
Yeah.
like when I was growing up,
Yeah.
like I was in wrestling since like 5, and like when I got to college, I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like that was just part of my life, and I was just like, no, we need to just move on with my life, and I quit. My dad was like so pissed, so ridiculously pissed.
Yeah.
Just he was really mad, and I like was like, oh, let's join Greek life, and like when I like my speech for IFC and stuff, I like that story about me seeing the Greek letters on the sidewalk and thinking it was like Spanish Club, but for Greeks. Like
That's right.
That's super true. And
That's
like,
right.
that's literally what happened. And then I was like, oh, this is nothing.
Yeah.
And then I learned about fraternities, and
yeah,
it's been my life ever since. Pretty much.
that's right. Yeah, we both honestly put a lot of time and energy, effort into Phi Delta Theta.
Yeah.
But it's a good time. It's a good time. So what are you looking for in the future? You said you have a
Dude, so
nonprofit emphasis.
I'm thinking about that like every day
Yes.
because it's all ending. So like everything, it is. It's all
It is.
ending.
No,
I've been here for 4 years.
Yep.
And I've done like so many things and experience and had so many like friendships, and now like that's ending. Like there isn't, in middle school, right? You're like, all middle school's ending, but I have high school, and then
That's
you
right.
go through 4 years of high school. Like, oh, high school is ending, and I'm like leaving town, and I'm like, oh my god. And then you go to college, and like you've done all these things, and it's like there's no more really schooling after it. You're just going to like the normal,
Yep.
4-year degree.
You're not gonna have summer and winter break anymore.
No, so I don't get.
It's a big change.
Like spring break.
Yes, you don't have
Isn't
spring.
really.
Yeah, you have to be an adult, and you're gonna be working
Yeah.
your job.
Yep.
Yep.
And I'm not like a college kid who could just like.
It's tough. That's a tough reality.
I can be fucking 20 years old and sleep until noon. It's awesome. Oh, fuck, I dropped my mic.
All right, it's okay.
It's awesome, but like, as an adult, like it's 9 to 5, and I just have my weekends. Like the idea of that is so.
It's scary.
I hate that. No, I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
I don't want a 9 to 5. I want like something that's like flexible, my own hours. Like I still value going out on a random Tuesday,
Right.
or
Being spontaneous.
Yeah, because you don't get that after college, and I'm like, it's like this reality check hitting me.
That's right.
And I'm like, fuck, I need to get my life together.
Yeah. Got to grow up, be an adult.
Yeah,
It's weird. It doesn't feel right.
No, and then like if I come back to college, like everybody's like, oh, like what are you doing here? Aren't you graduated? I'm just like, fuck you, dude. I want to fucking be here, man.
Yeah. College is fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, and dude, like people just don't like. It's like the environment, and that's what makes you grow. Like honestly, have I learned like a lot in school? Yeah, like a good amount.
Classes and stuff.
But like it's the experience of like what you join.
That's right. What you make of it.
Yeah.
How you spend your free time.
Yeah,
is,
and like what you do
I
at
think
college.
even when you're not in college, I feel like that's really important.
Yeah.
You know, are you scrolling through TikTok for 6 hours?
Yeah.
You know that you have free, or you know, are you out doing activities and stuff? You know, doesn't necessarily have to be super productive, but are you socializing with other people? Are you
Yeah.
expanding
Yeah.
your friend group? Are you meeting new people? I think that's really important for humans. We are social creatures. You
It's
know,
true, man, and you just gotta like find your people, like, and that's kind of like the hardest part of like
it
coming in
is.
as a freshman.
That's right.
But it always works out. I feel like in the end, and
That's
stuff.
right.
Like if you have a good group of like, we're so tight knit here at Whitewater, and it's one of the few places where you can go, and like if you go to like bigger bars in like Madison and
Hmm.
stuff, you're with your posse, like your group of friends that you've known for like 3+ years, just like in the bar. That's your group, and you don't really mingle outside of that. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
You just kind of stick with that because in a big school like that, like you need your group of people. Like
That's
there's
right.
no way you want to like know everybody because there's too many people.
Yeah.
But like here, like you can go downtown to the bars and almost find anybody to talk to
Yeah.
because it's such like the friendships are so wide.
Yeah.
Like
You'll probably know at least somebody.
yeah, most of the people there
Yeah.
because it's such like broader friend groups and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's what the big difference and what I kind of like about here is like this is somewhere you can go and it's such a small enough community that if you do something really really cool, like you'll get compliments on it. So like I went out to the bar after my speech and like people are just like, oh, like you were super good at that, like that was really awesome and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And I like was kind of thrown back like how many people just acknowledged that I did it
Yeah.
and then came up to me. So that I thought that was really cool and
Yeah.
special.
People appreciate cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason I'm starting this podcast. I mean, we've talked about bounce around ideas and stuff about a
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
but I mean, I kind of finally pulled the trigger. But I wanted to have you on as the first guest. You know, to
Yeah.
sort of
That makes me happy.
christen the podcast
Yes.
so that we can, you know, you're definitely going to be on it again.
Why'd you choose me as your first one?
Because Bobby, we've always had a special friendship. I feel like
Yeah.
you've kind of mentored me. We've grown a lot together as well.
Yeah. Big time.
We've helped each other grow a lot, as well. Like I said, growing together.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just feel like we're so different, but we're also very alike
Yeah.
at the same time, and we counterbalance each other very well.
Yeah, like
Um,
similar mindset but different.
That's right.
Leadership
We're both
styles.
very motivated individuals, but we go about
It in like
doing
polar
things.
opposite ways. Yeah.
That's right. And
Mhm.
so I don't know. It's just very. I think we interest each other a lot as well.
Yes.
I think that's.
I feel like I could be very interesting.
Yeah, we're both. I feel like we both have unique personalities.
Yeah.
And the ways of like going about doing things, but they're both effective.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why it's been really cool as with you as the president and myself as the vice
Learning,
president.
like, different leadership
Yeah.
styles, how to handle situations.
Exactly. So
that's like the
Yeah.
best balance.
Oh my
Ryan,
goodness.
welcome to the podcast.
Ryan Lewandowski,
Come
would
on.
you like to say hi?
Yeah. Come on in, man.
Would you like to say hi to the podcast?
Hi. Thought I'd walk in.
Special guest, Ryan Lewandowski, the Fiegel Nation podcast. Do you have anything you want to say to the people?
Subscribe and follow to the Fiegel Nation podcast.
Thank you, brother. Ryan will, potentially be a future guest on the Fiegel Nation podcast. All right. So one of the other fraternity brothers, he's also an executive board member who lives in the house with us. We were at the hardware store about a week ago.
Yeah.
And then that hardware store is right next door to a pet store.
Mm-hmm.
And so we walked in, and then long story short, we walked out with a guinea pig. So and then I also my little got me another guinea pig. So I'm gonna.
Oh no way! You're actually grabbing them, dude. What if they get fucking loose?
All right. So.
Oh my god.
This is
Oh my
this
god.
is Joe Rogan. This is Joe Rogan. He's very cute.
Holy shit. Joe Rogan, you got anything to say?
Joe Rogan, what would you like to say to the people?
You sniffing on Mike.
He is. Oh,
Bless you.
okay. Well, I'm going to put Joe Rogan back in the enclosure. But I also have the other one. As you can tell, I like the Joe Rogan experience. Okay. And this is Grimmy. Like Grimace from McDonald's.
He misses her.
This is Grimmy.
Don't say anything, Grimmy? Really?
That's interesting. Alright. So Grimmy, I will put you back.
They're boyfriend and girlfriend.
They are. They are indeed. Alright, I'll give them their home back. Alright. That was interesting. Figured we might as well introduce them on the first episode. They're chasing each other around now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So what were we talking about? I don't even remember.
Dude, you know those things on TikTok, those marmots?
Marmots?
Marmot? Yeah.
No.
It's like a fucking little groundhog thing.
I'll put a picture of a marmot up. If you're listening to this podcast,
Dude, they're sick.
Please go to the video version. I'll have edited in.
Think of like a little groundhog. Just like
Little groundhog?
Yay big. Right here. That's what they're like.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, hang on. I kind of want you to see this more.
Alright, you're going to pull up a picture of a marmot?
What made you want to get a guinea pig?
Well, I had a guinea pig when I was younger. I was a little kid. And just like Grimmy, he was black and white.
Yeah.
And his name was Mr. Squiggles.
Wow, your Wi-Fi is like so bad here.
Well, we have the extension Wi-Fi. It's fine. I think I've seen a picture before.
Yeah, I'll find it.
All right.
But no, like the marmots, like they're super fucking.
Yeah. So can you have them as pets?
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
Are you gonna get one?
I want one because like Wisconsin is like one of the few states where you can actually like own like weird animals and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
Like tigers and stuff like that.
You can own a tiger in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Pretty sure that's where Joe Exotic's
That's
from.
interesting.
That's probably wrong.
I need a Jamie to
look
look
it's this
stuff
thing.
up.
Look at them. Would this be fucking awesome?
Send me this video. I'll edit it.
I will. Yeah. It's like a
That
beaver.
was interesting.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
I love looking up like weird animals.
You do like weird animals. You also like dinosaurs. Can you talk a little bit about dinosaurs?
I wasted like 4 years of my life playing Ark Survival Evolved.
Yes.
I love that game. And still Logan plays it.
Yeah.
But I love that game. It was like probably one of the better games. It pretty much, you're in a survival world with dinosaurs and there's multiplayer and you can ride them and tame them, and it's like an MMO survival game.
Yeah,
there's actually nothing like it.
You can sync like it's very detailed. It feels very in depth.
Yes, you
can sync like
thousands.
You can waste your life away with this game.
Yeah, and people make money from it.
It's crazy.
They like raise baby dinosaurs and they'll sell them on Facebook, and like that's what people make their living.
It's crazy.
Like that's crazy that it could be like turned into like that opportunity.
It's crazy that think about the internet. The internet is not that old, dude.
No.
The internet was created relatively recently.
I know.
Think about how far technology has gone. We get ChatGPT. That's gonna start the way that the technology evolves is an exponential growth, right? So each significant achievement is gonna start happening sooner and sooner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's rapidly going to increase here.
Do you think we're entering, what kind of era of like technology do you think we're entering? Like, do you think everything VR is going to be like such a big interest? Like, what's going to be the hot commodity? Is it going to be spaceships?
I mean, I think there's going to be, sort of like the software of ChatGPT being able to run that program, I think that being able to have access to that is going to be super important. Because think about when the internet was first created, if only the rich people could have access to the internet and they could make real-time decisions based off of the information with the internet.
You've been crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
They would be significantly ahead of everyone else without that technology.
That's true. That's true. But here's my thing. Like, do you know the space race?
The space race, yeah.
Yeah. All of humanity was so focused on building machines to go to the moon and stuff like that. What do you think today's era is so excited to push?
AI.
You think it's AI?
I think it's AI.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
So
seems like OpenAI has kind of done it with ChatGPT, but they're kind of doing it publicly, which I really like.
Yeah. That being said,
I really like that.
What future do you think we're going towards? So it's going towards AI, and what do you think we're going to see? Because
with AI,
say the space race was now, right?
Okay.
Think about if
what is the rocket ship? What is the rocket ship that finally makes it to the moon? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if like that happened now, think about how advanced we would all be with like space travel.
Well, SpaceX is kind of doing that.
Yeah, but
I mean, like, Elon wants to go to Mars, dude.
The world isn't excited.
Elon is building rockets that go up and then he can land them again and you can reuse them.
But what I'm saying is the world right now isn't focused on space travel. We're focused on AI.
No.
So, but if we were, think about if all the effort we're putting into AI we put into spacecrafts. Think about how exponential that would be too, and like that's kind of.
I don't think you can really control that.
Yeah,
I think that's just the general public just
what they
doing what the general public wants to do.
Yep, and it's gonna be AI, you know.
Yeah.
So think about. I feel like that's gonna lead to more like virtual world.
It is.
You know, where like virtual reality is.
Think about how much money people make with the internet now.
The Apple goggles. Have you seen those?
I have seen those. Those are crazy looking.
Oh, I hate your fan.
That's right.
But yeah, they are crazy.
No, those things look wild.
Think about in 5 years where it's gonna be. It's gonna be like a contact lens.
They make me a little bit uncomfortable when I see them on people. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, you ever seen Black Mirror?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Black Mirror.
Oh yeah, that one.
But like, I don't think that would be what that is actually like the Black Mirror thing that, you know, is like dystopian.
Yeah.
I think it would probably be AI or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But it just looks like that, and I feel like we're getting pretty close to that point if it's going to happen. I think it's the probability of it happening is increasing as time moves forward.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Like it's just like you're saying, exponential.
What can we really do as a 21 and 20-year-old in the middle of Wisconsin in a fraternity? What can we do? Right?
Not much.
Like that's a great question.
I don't know.
This is
raise guinea pigs.
Where we're stuck. Yes, I guess we just raise guinea pigs.
They're making some noises.
They are. They're having fun. Guinea pigs make a lot of noises. I was looking it up this morning.
Yeah,
those are happy noises.
I've noticed that they're way more vocal now. That are they pack creatures?
They are pack animals. So eventually, I'm like, I don't know, not anytime soon, but eventually I'll get a third one. So that's called popcorning. I don't know if you saw that.
But they like.
But it's like they jump up and like wiggle around. Yeah, look at that.
And that means they're happy.
That's like he's super happy.
Oh, that's so.
It's really cute.
Popcorning. Is that like a scientific?
I think that is like the official terminology.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So it's pretty entertaining. I think they're really good pets to have. Like I said, I had one when I was younger.
Yeah, I really want a bird.
A bird? I had a bird for a little bit.
But the only thing is, like, they can't control when they poop or pee. Like they just
they do just poop on your hand.
Yeah, which sucks.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you just wash your hand though. I mean, you got to wash your hands. You're supposed to before and after.
But like, if I'm wearing it with like some clothes on, you know, it just poops on me.
Then you wash your clothes. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I was told this, like, birds are not the move for risen up girls.
Yeah, I don't know. A dog is definitely like the number one thing.
Dude, I think if I had a marmot.
No, I think that's too weird. I don't think women want that, dude.
I had two people yesterday. They're like, Bobby, never get a bird. Birds scare people.
Two people told you that?
Yes.
That's weird.
I didn't know people didn't like birds that much.
I think that person is kind of lying to you, Bobby. I think there's plenty of people that don't mind birds, but as far as raising a woman with an animal, I don't think a bird is your best option.
No,
It's definitely a dog.
Maybe it's yours.
Not the route I was thinking. Not quite the route I was thinking, but that's an option.
Yeah,
Keep it on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So what do you think about modern relationships, Bobby? And
That's like
the
that's such a swing.
the relation. Well, I don't know. We were kind of talking about raising women.
Oh, I guess.
And,
What do I think about modern relationships?
What do you think about the the women that are the relationships between men and women in the modern society?
Wow,
What do you think
this
about
is a
it?
topic that is very heated.
I don't know. It is a controversial topic.
I think people.
You don't have to
I think
answer.
people need to forgive each other a little bit more.
I agree.
I think sometimes people can get in a fight over something so small,
Yeah,
and then it just escalates. I think.
this is true. That's a fantastic answer, Bobby.
Yeah, more.
That is a Bobby
More
answer
forgiveness.
too.
People mess up. Everybody's human.
That's right.
Just if it's something small, like sleep, get over it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Try to talk it out.
Yeah.
Explain.
Talking things out is the best way to solve anything, especially when you're unsure. Like if you're unsure,
Mhm.
like I think just
Mhm.
ask him, hey, what's going on with this? It's totally normal and fine. Like it's totally normal for you to just be like, hey, just wondering, making sure that we're okay.
Mhm.
And then if they're like, yeah, we're good. I've been really enjoying hanging out with you or whatever. That's all I need to hear. And then boom, that just helps out two people, I think. Just letting know when things are good. Or if like something pisses you off, like, hey, when you don't put the toothpaste cap on, like I don't like
something
that.
little,
like just and then the husband should just be like, all right,
Yep.
I'll put it on because why not?
It's good.
Just
So you're
like
saying
a 2-second thing.
Yeah. You're saying communication and things of that nature.
Big time.
It's good. It's good. I agree with that 100%.
It's important.
Yes.
Super important.
Yeah. Forgiveness. Well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people feel like they know what they're looking for. In terms of talking about their relationship with, romantically, I would say.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are misguided by themselves. I think what most people need, including myself, right? I need to focus on this as well. But I think a lot of us should be concerned with, bettering ourselves and trying to become better people ourselves. Before we start to worry about involving ourselves with another individual.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to be diverse with themselves
Right.
too and shit. Like
Yeah.
So, I'm also like a religious studies minor, and
That's right.
probably the most important thing I learned in that, like, I just think religion is really interesting. That's why I took it and stuff. But probably the most important thing is to put yourself in other people's shoes. Like, for instance, here in America, like cows, like beef. We love beef. We love eating cows and stuff like that. But in Hinduism, cows are like sacred. And they're really majestic, and the locals take care of them and stuff.
They worship them, basically.
Yeah, they basically worship them. And that is such a foreign concept from America.
Mm-hmm.
Because we look at a cow and we just see, like, meat. Like, product, production, stuff like that. And then the Hindu, they see this really graceful animal that they worship and take care of. And those are two solely. So, like, an American could possibly, like, look at that and not understand it, think it's confusing and stuff like that, and ultimately reject the idea. Like, no, that's silly. They're good eating, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the wrong approach either. That's not the right way you should look at things. How instead you should look at it is, like with no opinion, not it's wrong or mine is right. Yeah. So you just have to look at it. You have to look at religion for what it is.
That's right.
and not for what you want it to be or what it should be. So should and want are totally the wrong things. So how you should look at it is, if you put yourself in the shoes of a Hindu, all of a sudden cows look majestic, they look beautiful, they look unique. And then when you come back to your own shoes, maybe you could just have that knowledge of, cows are pretty cool. Cows are nice. I still, respect them, as I eat them and stuff like that. And I think if you do that, like if you judge things for what they are, not what they should or what you want them to be, that you are more like diverse and you can relate to people more. And I think
That's good.
that's like a really important thing to learn, is to see things for what they are.
Yeah.
I
would agree with, trying to stay objective when you're looking at things, right? Trying to get all the information and say, okay, these are the facts. These things are irrefutable. There's no emotions involved in these statements.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can kind of look at that and, a lot of the times the line is still blurry, about if it's good or bad, because everyone, like, my idea of something that is morally right or wrong is some very specific situations, they're going to be different than your idea of what is right or wrong.
Yes.
And so that, and
you see
everyone,
the world differently.
Exactly. We've all been through different things. We were raised differently. We grew up differently. We've had a different experience. I have no idea what pain to you feels like. I know what pain feels like to me. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
But I would assume that pain does not feel good for you, but there's no way for me to know 100%. So that's
like, some people can endure more
yeah
emotional pain than others and stuff.
And I think that's one of many things that holds us back as a species from being able to, stop things like war and violence and hatred. Is not being able to understand.
Oh, yes.
Right? What someone else actually feels.
All like the religious wars, they were fought over differing opinions on religion. Like, if you think about that, how silly is that? You know what I mean? That's like today's starting a modern war over, like, what's better, McDonald's or Burger King. I mean, that's a little less.
Well, that I don't know if I would agree with that. And my understanding of that war is that whole area there is all religious land. It's all like old ancient religious sites, and the Muslim religion and the Jewish religion both say that those sites are historically part of their religion, and that it should be their land.
Yeah.
Right. And so from my understanding, over recent history, there's been a lot of fighting and back and forth and splitting up of all the land.
Yeah, you're right.
And so, a lot of people are saying, we need to side with this side. We need to side with that side. I think both sides are doing some bad things. I think there are good people that are trying to support the right thing. But I feel like no matter what, we are still, if you're supporting either side, I feel like you're still endorsing violence and you're still endorsing war. And I feel like as a species, we should not be encouraging that. Right? Yeah. Sometimes things do have to come down to violence. I think that's a fact. And that's very unfortunate, and that's not something that should be celebrated, or we should be trying to maximize the money that we can make from this, right? And I think that's what's happening with a lot of politicians. I think they're making money off of these wars. And that's frustrating. That's another thing that, as a young individual, it's I can vote for these government officials, but how many of our peers, how many of us actually have the time to look at what each individual candidate actually stands for and is trying to implement? And then how, like, there's no way for us to believe that they're actually going to implement what they say they're going to. There's no way for us to do that. The system is not. We need to fix something about the system, but it's very difficult for all of us to do that as a collective. Yeah, because we're so concerned about all these other things
and different opinions on some things.
And we're, as a general public, I feel like we're being taken advantage of, and that's really frustrating. But I know that there are people like us. Like I know that you are a good person,
Mm.
right? I've talked to you enough, and we've had enough deep conversations where I know that your intentions, at least as far as I know, are good. You're trying to do good in the world and spread good,
Yeah.
and we need more of that,
Mm.
right? And so that's what I think our our duty is as young people. We need to spread good
Yeah.
and
I agree.
improvements, right? And sometimes it's not so nice. The improvements that we need to make are not so nice, right? But as a collective, we need to come together and have these discussions about things that we disagree,
Yeah.
right? And figure these things out instead of trying to fucking kill each other, dude.
Mhm.
That's ridiculous.
It is dumb.
That's not how things should be settled.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I went on a little rant there, but
No.
I don't know.
You're
Like
super right. To be
I
honest.
hear so many people having their opinions about this war or this political issue, and people are so concerned about being right and being correct,
Yeah.
right? But why I'm not concerned about that. Why should any of us be concerned about that? Yeah, it feels good, but I would rather have a discussion and say, why do you disagree with me?
Mhm.
Right? Let me try to see it from your point of view. At the end of the day, I'm probably still going to disagree.
Yeah.
But maybe we can at least be nicer to each other if we understand more of each other's position.
Yeah, I can agree more, dude. Like that's what you're saying is like super, super true. Like you should be able to just speak your mind without feeling like you can't. You know what I mean? Like even if like
Yeah.
it's such a wild, different thing than yours, like you should be able to just not reject it. It's like fucking
It's not easy.
back in the day when rock and roll came out and all the
That's right.
adults hated it and stuff like that. Like if they just tried it, you know what I mean? Maybe
It's a natural instinct to like kind of reject change for some people, right?
yeah, no, I think that's across every yeah.
But it's also some people are trying to force change, right? And
Sometimes you just can't.
we're not all going to agree on stuff. We're never all going to agree on one thing. I don't think,
Mm-mm.
right? And that's just the reality. It would be great if we could come together and say this and this, and then it would be perfect.
Yeah.
But we can't. That's not the reality.
If you think about it, there's probably one person in the room or one person in the world who disagrees with every single thing you agree with.
Yeah. Well, there's always going to be somebody that disagrees with something that you say.
But like what if you listed everything that you agree with and a company went out and found somebody who listed everything that they disagree with what you agreed with.
Okay.
And when you put them together and you
Put them in a room.
let them talk.
Those two
Because that's
people would
gotta
have
be
a very
possible.
that would be a very challenging day for those two people.
Yeah.
That would be like mentally, emotionally taxing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure that would be very interesting. I would be very interested.
I feel like it's totally possible.
I'd love listening to debates where people are respectful, but yet they're going after each other's ideas. You want to go after the ideas, not the people.
Yeah.
Right. I love seeing things like that.
Sometimes
Respectful but
you can-
intense debates.
Yeah, and then you can see it from the other side too.
That's right. And you can walk away as a spectator, say, "Wow, they both made very good points.
Mhm.
This person swayed me more, and I probably agree with them a little bit more."
Yeah, or it's just good to be knowledgeable about the
Yeah.
opposing view.
Yeah, it is. It's very important.
Because then you're like, oh,
You develop your own argument.
yeah, you may think of some things that you agree with and some things that you don't, and that makes your agreements a little bit better, or something like that.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Oh, this is good.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
I hope that the viewers and listeners are enjoying our conversation.
Yeah,
I feel like this is.
I totally even forgot I was wearing this.
Yeah, no, this is. I feel like this is just a kind of conversation that we would have normally, and that's kind of how this idea of doing this came about.
Mhm.
In all honesty, so it's pretty cool that we're actually doing it now, and
Yeah,
here we are sitting in the house together.
with some
Yeah,
rodents.
got two guinea pigs sitting over here. They're having a good time. It's good.
Fucking Ryan,
We're having fun in college.
Ryan walking out.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Well, Do you want to keep going? I guess we can wrap this up. I feel like that was a good.
Yeah.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. All right.
Peace.
Well, thank you, Bobby, for joining me for the
Yeah,
first
no problem,
episode
man.
of the Fiegel Nation podcast.
Mhm.
This was really fun. I'm glad that we finally got
Did it.
around to doing this.
Yeah. That was
Do you have one last message that you want to give to the people listening and watching?
Somebody buy me a marmot,
Somebody buy him a marmot.
please.
All right. Well, Bobby, it was a pleasure,
Yeah.
and we'll see you all in the next episode.
All right. Adios.